Hi there. If you don't know me yet, my name is Dee, and I am traveling full-time in my pop-top Toyota Tacoma with a hiatus camper on the back of it, and with my dog Emmy. And in addition to a full overall tour of the rig, I thought it would be fun to do some more in-depth tours of different segments or categories of the gear that I have with me. It is a very small truck and therefore a very small camper, so I have to be very mindful about what I bring along with me. If you haven't checked it out already, I did a kitchen tour a while back where I go through my whole camp kitchen, but one category that I thought might be interesting to go through is all of my clothing. I probably have too much with me. I may end up whittling it down as time goes on, but I just like to have options for traveling to different places, different climates, different activities, so I just have different things to choose from. I will also say that I worked for Patagonia for almost 12 years, so I have a lot of Patagonia gear. It is not because I am rich, it is because I got a really good discount when I worked for them. So, yeah, also not sponsored or anything like that by them. I just love their gear, and even after working there for so long, I still support and recommend them as a company. So, that being said, let's dive into all of the clothing that I have with me. So, I mostly store all of my clothing in these Patagonia black hole cubes. They work really, really well for keeping things organized and separated. They also pack really well into this duffel bag that I have. So if I am taking a weekend trip or staying at a friend's house and I'll be away from the truck for a little while, I can unpack this and throw some of the cubes in there. It makes it super easy. This would also work for airline travel if I was going to be flying somewhere. This green one has all my socks and underwear in it. I have socks on one side and underwear on the other. I sleep in kind of a cycling short type legging shorts, and those are in there as well. I like those for sleeping just because they're really comfy, and also I can pull a pair of sweatpants or warm leggings on over them if it gets cold, and then if it warms up again, I can take them off really easily. This orange one is all t-shirts. I used kind of the Marie Kondo way of folding so I can see everything that's in here. This side is all solid shirts, and then this side is anything with a graphic or print on it. This is one place where I kind of feel like I have too many and I could shave it down a little bit, but it is also nice that if I ever needed or wanted to, I could go 2 weeks and not have to do laundry and have a clean shirt almost every day. I know a lot of people recommend synthetics or wool for traveling and that sort of thing because it helps with odor control and also is easy to hand wash and quick dry. But I just really like the way the cotton t-shirts feel, and to me it's worth it to mostly have those, although I do have some layers for backpacking and that kind of thing that are not cotton. This teal colored one is kind of accessories. I have bandanas and beanies and gloves in one side, and I also keep my swimsuit in here, but it is not in here right now because I wore it semi-recently, so it's in my laundry bag. And then this other side I have a couple button-up shirts and a belt when I'm not wearing it, And this is also where I keep my sun hoodie for river trips and stuff like that. I really like this like clamshell design. It helps keep things secure and easy to get to. Let's see what else. I have 3 of these Eagle Creek packing cubes that Mac from Bound for Nowhere recommended these in one of their videos like forever ago, and I bought a couple of them and I really like these as well. I don't think I would want everything in here just because, like I said, having things in different colors makes it easier to find things. But these are all of my bottoms. So one is shorts, one is pants, and this one is soft pants, so sweatpants and fleece pants to stay cozy. This is a large black hole cube from Patagonia. They changed their sizes a couple of years ago, so the old large is smaller than the new large, but this is the new large. As you can see, it's quite big, but this has not all of my jackets, but some of my jackets. I have a lot of different jackets. This one has mostly like denim and workwear jackets and stuff like that, which I think again is another category. I probably don't need that many, but it is nice to have, like, especially for being in an urban environment when you want to maybe change up your outfit a little bit more often. This guy is backpacking clothing. I probably will go through this one in detail when I go through all the backpacking gear that I have, but there is some double duty stuff in here, like thermal base layers, and yeah, some different layers that I might wear in like a wintry environment even if I wasn't backpacking. Let's see what else. This is my overflow jacket bag. I have too many jackets. This one is a Filson tote that I bought a long time ago, and this has mostly like puffy jackets in it. So I have the Patagonia Fitzroy down jacket, which is like super duper warm for when it's really cold out. Synthetic puffy, just the regular down sweater jacket. There is a way to store these that I really like that not everybody knows about, but you can fold in the sides. Basically, you want like a long rectangle that is about the width of the hood. This only works with hooded jackets. And then you roll the jacket up into the hood and use the hood to secure it. And this makes a nice little bundle, so I can just throw them in there. They're easy to find. And this is also great on an airplane if you need a pillow. And rain jacket, also crucial. Again, I probably don't need this many jackets, but I have a hard time regulating my temperature, and I feel really dysregulated in general if I'm too warm or too hot. And so I personally really like to have options so that I can be as comfy as possible, especially like living out in the wild, in the woods, whatever. Any little thing that you can do to keep yourself more comfortable is going to go a long way toward making this lifestyle feel more sustainable. I'm trying to think if I'm forgetting anything. The other thing that I'll share is this is my laundry bag. I got this from Buena Goods. They're in Salida, Colorado, and they're kind of like one of my new favorite companies. But it's nice because it's mesh, so it allows things to breathe a little bit while they're in here. And then there's also these internal pockets. So like I keep my laundry detergent sheets in here, and then like this side, like I said, I have my swimsuit that needs to be washed, and it needs to be washed differently than the rest of my clothes, so I have that in the other side so it doesn't accidentally end up with the rest of my clothes. And yeah, I just did laundry a couple days ago, so there's not a lot in here. I just have like some sweatpants and socks and a t-shirt. But yeah, it has this nice webbing strap here so you can cinch it down. And I was, and sometimes still do, store this on this command strip hook up here. But when it gets full and heavy, it feels a little bit too heavy, so I switch it out for my backpacking backpack and just sort of like alternate where I store those two. And let's see, I guess I could talk about shoes. That's kind of clothing. So as far as shoes go, I store them in these mesh pockets that I purchased from a boat supply company, and they have worked really well for shoes. And I'll just go through everything I have in here. These are the Bedrock clogs that I have, and also sandals from Bedrocks. I really love Bedrocks as a company, and their footwear is lovely. Crocs, of course, gotta have the Crocs. I have noticed that for camper life, having slip-ons is really nice because you don't want to track in like mud and dirt when you climb into the camper, so it's nice to be able to just quickly kick off whatever you're wearing. So you'll see most of the items that I have here are slip-ons. I've got my Birkenstock sandals as well, and a pair of Blundstones that are nice for when it is cold or muddy or anything like that, where I don't want to have my foot exposed. I think the one thing that I'm really missing here that I will eventually probably trade one of these out for will be a pair of trail running shoes. I normally have those for backpacking, and because I had knee surgery last fall, I haven't really been doing much hiking and backpacking, but they are nice to have for hiking. And I probably, if I had to lose any of these, it would probably be the Birkenstocks. It's in between that and the Crocs. Or maybe I'll just decide to store a pair of shoes differently. Like maybe I'll keep my hiking shoes with my hiking clothes or something like that. But anyway, that is the shoe closet. What is nice about the way that I store both my shoes and my clothes is that they are also accessible from the outside of the camper. So I opted to have access doors on both sides of my hiatus, and as you can see, the shoe pockets are accessible from the outside of the vehicle. So let's say it gets warm and I want to throw on a pair of sandals, I can get them from the outside without having to crawl into the truck to get them. And same thing on this side as well. All the cubes that I showed you before are all accessible from the outside. So if I need to grab a warmer layer or throw on a pair of socks, I can easily grab those and not have to get inside and dig for it, which is kind of how I had it with my old fiberglass topper. So I'm loving the hiatus and the access doors for that reason. Anyway, that is everything that I brought with me as far as clothing goes for full-time road life. If you have any questions or suggestions or want to know what any specific product is, let me know in the comments and I will be happy to share additional information. Thanks as always for watching, and if you like what you saw, please subscribe and maybe tell a friend.